Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today I'm going to be playing some more Eliza, finding out where we're going on this AI journey. A quick mention on the sound level, so I've increased, hopefully, the volume of the game dialogue, as I did have a comment saying it was a bit quiet on the first video. This is the first video I'm filming since having that comment, so hopefully that's a bit better. I've sort of turned the music and sound effects down to kind of compensate, so we'll see how this goes. Would we like some fresh oysters? I've never eaten oysters. I'm not an oyster person.
I'm not really an oyster person.
Well, these might change your mind. No? Well.
He must come here often. What a lifestyle.
Evelyn, I've wanted to ask, what brings you back?
Back?
Back to the world, the land of the living. I know you were having a difficult time after what happened.
I hope we get more details as to what happened. I mean, I think we can guess, but it'd be good to get, some of the finer details.
Sure, I don't know. I guess I thought it was time, finally.
Yes, I understand. Every trauma takes time. Time to heal, or if not heal exactly, at least to move on. And taking action is a good way to do that. So I salute you. You want to do his memory right, don't you?
Let's ask whose, because I'd like more details about what happened.
Whose?
Damien, of course. Are you sure you're okay? Your reappearance happens to coincide with a critical time for me. As you saw, I've just split with Skanda in a very public way in order to pursue an entrepreneurial path. Presumably, Raynor's found you as well.
Yeah, he said he wants to speak with me.
It's a war for talent out there. People like you are very much in demand. I'm sure he'll try to make you an offer you can't refuse. That's why I want you to promise me you won't work for that asshole.
Asshole? I had no idea you hated Raynor so much. What happened?
What happened? He came in as CEO, that's what happened. So cultured, all the right credentials, Harvard, Goldman Sachs, all that nonsense. A little princeling who was never wanted in his life, never known what it's like to suffer. You don't get even a little upset at that? I'd do the opposite of what a guy like that wants me to do just to spite him. That's what my instincts say, and my instincts are what led me to where I am now. Standing at the edge of this brand new territory. Direct stimulation, induced dreaming. Can you picture it? Therapeutic reality delivered right through your nervous system. It'll revolutionize the entire field of mental health, not to mention the applications for productivity, training, entertainment. Imagine the kinds of dreams people would have on demand if they could.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about this, the potential for misuse. Yeah, sure.
The potential for misuse seems kind of high.
Sure, we'll work on those things. The important thing right now is to build momentum. I have first mover advantage here, but only for a small amount of time. Evelyn, I need a chief engineer, and I can't think of anyone better suited than you. You could be at the vanguard of a whole new field, in on the ground floor of this extremely interesting and potentially very lucrative business. Listen, I know that things were not always the best in the past, and some of those things may have been because of me. Believe me, I'm aware of my own failings better than anyone. And if you're concerned about working for me again for that reason, I'll understand. But I hope you're thinking for yourself on this one. I'm sure there are people who are telling you to ignore me, or that I have the wrong idea, or that I'm dangerous. Whatever you choose to believe, I at least want to offer you the chance to get a demo of this technology.
Yeah, a demo would be good.
It really does work, and it's really something else. Won't you give it a try?
I'll think about it.
Considering it is all I ask.
Soren smiles, as if remembering a secret.
So, what are you doing after this?
After dinner?
Yes, tonight is... You remember Nora, right? Did you know she's a DJ now?
Yeah, I did. She's the one who told me about your talk.
Oh, she was there too. I should have said hello.
No, I don't think she attended. She just told me about it.
Well, her show is tonight. If we take a car after dinner, we could get there with plenty of time to settle in. It'd be good to support your old friend, don't you think?
I mean, yeah, we want to go, but I don't think it's terribly appropriate for him to go, bearing in mind what happened between him and Nora at their old company.
Why do you want to go?
No need to be frightened. I mean, I know it's a jouissance, which is...
Which is what?
Oh, you don't know. As a performance space, it has a bit of a theme to it. It's pretty tame, really. They take on the aesthetic, but it's not necessarily the whole point of it.
Well, now I'm intrigued.
It's for people who want the image of the thing, the trappings, without getting in too deep with the real culture.
What are you talking about? What theme?
Oh, I didn't mention? It's sort of, well, there's a little bit of bondage theme there. You know, BDSM.
Oh, God. Why are we having this conversation with him?
How do you know so much about this?
It's one of my research areas, in fact.
Right. Research.
The psychology of S&M is fascinating.
Okay, I mean, this really took a turn, didn't it? What should I do? Thing is, I don't want to do the first option, because I'm hoping that would be like the sort of the ditch him and go anyway option, but I'm worried if I choose that Evelyn won't go, and I do want Evelyn to go. So I guess we'll go for Nora's sake. I don't want to seem too enthusiastic, because I'm honestly not.
I'll go, for Nora's sake.
That's the spirit. It happens to be tonight, so we should seize the moment. Don't worry, it isn't a date. Not unless
Oh my God.
you want it to be.
He's just this dirty old man, isn't he? No.
I don't want it to be.
Makes sense. Well, who knows who I'll run into there.
Soren drains the rest of his drink.
Let's go after we wrap up here.
I mean, if the choice were to go down is to go side with Raina or Soren in terms of, you know, joining their companies, I'd be tempted to join Soren's, if not for the fact that he seems like a really creepy old man. Really inappropriate. That's pretty off-putting. How is it possible that I feel old and Soren is acting like he's in his 20s? I haven't been to a concert at a club after dinner in years. We step inside, and a blast of warm air hits me. I don't really get a sense of any of those trappings he was talking about. Just looks a bit like an underground music venue to me. It's already bustling with activity here. Oh yeah, here we go. I don't see any bondage stuff here though. What was he on about? Exactly.
I thought you said this was like some S&M club.
Oh, well, they might have taken all of that stuff down since the last I was here.
Are you sure you're remembering this place correctly?
Actually, would you excuse me for a moment?
He's so weird.
I want to talk to those people over there.
Soren points at a group of women chatting with each other at the bar. Oh my God, he's not going to go and hit on them, is he?
Are those people you know?
Not currently, but
Oh,
hopefully I can
God.
change that.
Soren. Oh God.
Wait, Soren, I don't know anybody here.
You're probably better off, honestly, Evelyn. He's already gone. Why is he like this? Abandoned the second I walked in, okay. Now I have to sit here by myself, acting like I'm cool enough to be here on my own. Great. Okay, we've got a few hotspots to look at. What's a good drink to get at a place like this? Something strong, I think. I wonder how many of these bands are still around. Hopefully some of them, at least. Nora's setup looks pretty simple. Knowing her taste for optimization, I'm sure she's going to use it very effectively. Okay, we've got a message on our phone from his email. This is Sarah, who was setting up our meeting with Raina. Evelyn, you are scheduled to meet with Raina at 9:20 a.m. tomorrow morning. I'll have a car come pick you up from the Queen Anne office. You will need to check in at the front desk, but you do not need to sign an NDA as your old one still applies. The meeting is expected to last around 20 minutes. Let me know if you have any questions, blah, blah, blah. So they're saying is, our deeds determine us as much as we determine our deeds. I mean, you know, that's a fair statement, if maybe a pretty meaningless corporate one. And I know there is this solitaire thing. I've read that it's pretty fun. I just wonder how interesting it would be to watch me play it. So leave me a comment if you want me to sort of engage with this at all. I mean, I think I would have to read the how to play and learn it because I don't understand how this card system works. Well, I understand how solitaire works, I just don't understand these playing cards. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you want me to have a go at that. I just thought it might be a bit boring compared to the other stuff. But, you know, I'm willing to do it if people want to see it. Nora almost runs to the table when she sees me.
Evelyn!
Thank goodness I've been rescued.
I'm so happy you came!
Yeah, I wanted to support you. Soren came too, but he ditched me to chat up some people. He said he thought this was like an S&M club or something.
What? No, it's not like that at all. Where did he get that idea?
He's so weird.
I don't know. Maybe he just hoped it was.
Ah, who cares? I wasn't interested in seeing Soren. I wanted to see you!
I wanted to see you too.
I have a little bit of setup left to do. Do you want to come help?
Yeah. Okay, but you have to tell me what to do.
Okay, but you'll have to tell me what to do.
Oh, it's simple. I'll show you.
Nora leads me to the stage area. There are multiple pieces of equipment connected by huge tangles of thick wires. Looking at the setup, I realise I really know nothing about electronic music.
Are these modulars?
Some of them. The one over there with all the cables coming out of it, that one is a modular.
They all have cables coming out of them.
This one?
No, the one with the little colored cables on the front.
Oh, okay.
I'm still not sure which piece of gear she's talking about.
The others are not modular. They're just regular synthesizers.
Okay, is each one of these going to make a different sound?
Where should we start?
Nora points towards a small plastic keyboard on the table. It's bright red and kind of looks like a toy.
This is an SH-101. It's really hot. I love the
You
sound.
can sort of see that there if we look in the picture.
It's useful for piercing leads, noises like that. I use it quite a lot.
I have no idea what she's talking about.
Piercing leads. Okay.
Nora points to another larger synthesizer. This one is black with brown wood paneling on the sides and silver dials on the front. Could be that. Could be that. Maybe. Well, this? I'm not sure.
This is a Moog. You've heard of a Moog, right?
I've heard the name, maybe. It's not Moog? I guess I never heard anyone say it aloud.
So, I was literally about to say, I think I've heard the name, but I don't think I've ever heard it said out loud. And I thought it was Moog.
Nope. Moog.
Moog. Sounds Scandinavian.
Moog, not Moog. Okay. I'm not sure I can handle this all at once.
Nora doesn't hear me. Instead, she holds up a small white and silver box. It looks like a wide pencil case with dials and little blue lights on it.
Surely you know about this one. It's a Roland TB303. The acid house sound.
I think I've heard of it.
I've heard of that, I think.
It's just as well. This is not an ordinary model, of course.
Nora points at some words on the front panel. Devilfish.
The Devilfish 303 is a modified, upgraded version of the original. A guy in Australia does it. Oh, they're really awesome.
Aftermarket modifications for electronic music gear? Oh, this is seriously a whole world in itself.
Evelyn, why don't I teach you some of these things? Might do you some good to learn something new. You could come over sometime and we could make some noise together.
Maybe.
Sounds like a fun time.
Nora plugs in more cables, creating a spaghetti-like arrangement that stretches across the entire table.
All right, that should do it. Thanks for your help.
No problem.
Time for me to shake this place into the ground.
Nora disappears into the back to get ready. Oh, here he comes. Meanwhile, Soren returns from his conversation at the bar, looking slightly dispirited.
Time for the main event. Funny to see Nora like this, isn't it? Oh, she's come a long way from the timid junior programmer I remember. Interesting stage name, too. Little Sappho. You know what Sappho indicates,
Oh, here we go.
Don't you?
Yes, I know. Don't patronize me, please.
Oh, okay, of course you know. That was a silly question. I apologize.
Nora comes back on stage, ready to start her set for real now. People are cheering for her already. It seems like she's really got a following here. Nora begins to press buttons on her equipment. For a while, everything is silent. The temperature in here seems to get even hotter. Then, noise begins to flow from the speakers as the crowd cheers again. It's harsh noise, distorted, glitchy.
Did you know Nora was capable of creating work like this?
No, I had no idea. I'm as surprised as anyone.
Soren can't stop a weird smile from forming on his lips. Maybe he thinks I can't see him in the dark, or maybe he's just lost in the moment.
I thought she was wonderful before, but now...
The music builds with huge thumping noises. It's chaotic, but it has a certain logic to it. It feels like Nora is leading us somewhere. The anticipation builds and builds. Then it happens. Totally without warning. Wow, Nora. Goodness. This bass is really intense. I forgot why I don't go to concerts anymore. Feels like it's going through my body, vibrating my sternum like an instrument. It's a slow beat, measured, but there's something about it that feels sensual. Maybe I should say horny. Yeah, this beat is it's just lewd somehow. How can a piece of music feel so dirty? It feels like a robot sex grind or something. Nora looks busy operating her equipment. I have no idea what she's doing to create these sounds. Every once in a while, though, she glances up at the crowd, a smug curl on her lips. Then she looks in my direction with the same smirk. Her eyes seem to ask me, so, what do you think? But as I meet her gaze, I'm too overwhelmed to send any particular message. I can't think of anything except that it's loud. I feel like I'm disassociating. Is this why people go to concerts? To feel like you're being obliterated by sound? It's not a bad feeling. Some of the people in the club really do look like they're in a trance. This is pretty amazing. I really had no idea Nora had this kind of energy inside of her. I remember she was a good programmer, someone who wanted to do a good job. But this power, where did that come from? The noises crash together, collapsing on top of each other, yet they still make sense. The crowd is dancing, united, electric. Somehow I feel like Nora is running me ragged without even touching me. I might need another drink. Cool. As the performance winds on late into the night, I stop trying so hard to process what's going on and just let things happen. I'm fine. I don't always need to understand what I'm hearing or seeing. It's too big, too loud to interpret anyway. Soren disappears at some point. I don't care. Everything is churning, sloshing, washing over. A wave breaking onto a rocky shore and dashed into mist. And we're back home. Wait, where is this? Oh, it's home. I'm not sure how I got here. Good that I'm here though, right? Here in bed? Okay, wait, I remember now. I took a car. Everything's fine. I guess I did it then. I went out and did a thing. That was fun, I think. It was nice to see Nora. I don't think my body is very happy with me right now, though. Ugh. I think I'll just close my eyes and rest for another second before I get to bed properly. Zzz. I think we've all done that. Chapter 3. Rayna's assistant meets me at the reception area with an impassive look. She leads me through the building towards its centre. Everything is glass and steel, clean and bright. Employees steal curious glances at me. Am I a curiosity to them? It's hard to believe these used to be my whole world. Eventually, we come to a conference room where Rayna is finishing a meeting.
Evelyn?
Nice building.
Oh, thank you. I designed it myself. It's funny, I almost didn't notice that you were already back working for Skanda. You might have stayed undetected, but I was looking at some of our statistical outliers earlier this morning.
Statistical outlier. That's me.
Ideally, Eliza proxies would all perform the same, or at least quite similar to each other. In practice, there are some pretty big differences. Some people respond better to advice provided to them by people they perceive as having more authority. A deeper voice, a taller stature, a certain grace or beauty. Other proxies may be particularly empathetic, a face or a voice that makes you want to open up. There was one proxy whose sessions seemed particularly effective, so I decided to take a closer look. Evelyn Ishino Aubrey, contract proxy, Queen Anne office. That's a fun trick, to come back to your old company in secret. It's a rather dramatic drop in pay, isn't it? More than an order of magnitude.
Not about the money.
I don't care about that.
But then why would you do it?
It's for research.
Research? So you're still interested in what you created? Let me get to the point. Why aren't you back here, working on the Eliza program?
Why isn't any of the old team back?
Good question. Let's see. Damien Seabrook. There's no helping that.
So that's the guy that we think may have killed himself? That sort of sent Evelyn spiraling 3 years ago?
Shame, though, for such a brilliant career to be cut so short. Soren Lloyd Rose, the former program manager, resigned just last week to found his own startup. Very cute. I'm not a psychoanalyst like he is, but I can tell his need to be a maverick, even as he benefits from the system, has been the primary destructive force in his life. He can be smart when he wants to, but just as often he gets the wrong ideas and refuses to let them go. His ego gets in the way. That's why I don't mind him leaving to pursue his little dream of being an entrepreneur, changing the world. He won't succeed, but I'm happy to let him think he has independence for now. If his direct nerve stimulation technology ends up taking off, I can always pull the cord and yank him back. Nora Plavnicki, senior engineer. She handled a lot of the front-end interface for Eliza, which is important, but less what I'm after. Plus, I doubt she's ideologically compatible with us anymore. You've spoken with her. You know how she is now. Seems to me she wants to rebel against everything and anything without stopping to consider whether it's truly good or bad. Not that it matters. I hope she's having fun playing with her electronic music toys.
Soren's right, this guy is an asshole.
I know she would consider her work to be art, but, well, who am I to judge? And then there's you, Evelyn. You simply dropped away. Gone for 3 years. Why?
People keep asking me that. I needed some time to myself.
That's weird.
Burnout isn't uncommon in our line of work. Still, 3 years is...
It could be longer. It could be forever.
Well, that's a shame though, isn't it? All that lost productivity. Who knows where we'd be if you'd stayed this whole time? You left before we began deploying, but you should know the analysts were very skeptical of us. They were saying there was nothing special about Eliza, that our competitors already had equivalent or better offerings. It's a good thing I don't listen to analysts. So far, the program's growth has exceeded every one of our targets, and we've outpaced the competition by a comfortably wide margin. We're a category definer. There's a quality to Eliza that makes it superior to all the other attempts to do something similar. You were part of the original team. Why don't you tell me what that quality is?
I'm not really sure what you're asking.
Well, let me return to my earlier question then. Why aren't you here to continue your work? You could be running the entire Eliza division if you wanted, but instead you came back undercover like a criminal returning to the scene of a crime. Is there something wrong with this company? You don't like us anymore? It's not me, is it?
I don't know.
You know what outstanding engineers have that mediocre ones don't? It's curiosity. Mediocre engineers tend to zero in on a single piece of the puzzle. They pursue technical breakthroughs, but ignore the larger picture. But you wanted to know how Eliza turned out, how it was working, didn't you? Even though you might have thought you wanted to put all of this behind you, you were still curious. You want to know everything, not just how it works or if it works, but its effect on people, on society. You have that instinct, the need to understand something complex from as many angles as possible. So please, do that. Learn what you came back here to learn. And once you have what you came for, consider returning to your old employer. You can make a real difference this time.
I'll consider it.
Good. One more thing. You should go down and see Eliza for yourself. Sarah will show you the way.
Okay. Going to the server or something. Raina hands me a blue badge with my name and picture on it. This is my old employee badge. He held on to it.
This will get you through the doors. I've instructed the staff to treat you like an employee. Come and go as you like. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised how much your creation has grown.
Raina leaves me in the conference room by myself. This company scanned her. Blah, 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 blah. Just go. Morning, Rockstar. Hi, good morning. Hey, I'm really, really happy you came to the show. I'm glad I went. I know it's not like your usual scene, so I'm extra happy about it. It was weird that Soren wanted to go too. It was weird. Maybe he was thinking he could impress you somehow. It was so funny seeing him there. Seemed to be enjoying himself, though. I don't know why he wants me to join his startup so badly. Or do you think he's just being a creep? Maybe. I think he is a creep, honestly. Or maybe he wants a woman co-founder as a kind of insulation. See why I'm glad I left that behind? I don't even want to think about that kind of thing anymore. I really love to make machines do things, but not in that style of environment. I'm sure he's asking you too, no? He's talking to everybody. Yeah, he is. Raina also found me. That was fast. Did he want you back at Skander? Yeah. I figured. This is maybe an odd question, but why don't you go into business for yourself as a contractor? You could even start your own company. I'm not really a business person. You could just be someone who does some consulting. It's a good idea. I do that sometimes and it's pretty good. I like the flexibility. Come into some place, solve a specific problem, leave. Anyway, it's just a thought. I'll think about it. It's a good idea. I just think Evelyn's not sort of in the right place, mental health-wise, to sort of go straight back into that kind of stuff. Seems like she wants to, make a clean break from it. You'll come over soon, right? Yeah. Excellent. Looking forward to it. Okay, so we're in the conference room. I'll have a look at some stuff. Got the big monitor. Giving presentations, leading meetings. I used to do those things. I wasn't bad at it, in fact. Could I become that person again? Pencils and paper. I read that some tech executives avoid using tablets and smartphones these days. Even the ones that their own companies make. Interesting. This is fresh. Must be someone's full-time job to take care of the water in every conference room. Tech companies are really in their own universe. Okay, let's have a quick look at our phone. We've got a proxy message and something on our relaxation app by the look of it. What does a fulfilled life look like? Some falling petals. It's like sort of a Japanese garden sort of thing. Very nice. Okay, proxy. Ray. Cookies in the kitchen, yay! Some of you already found them, I see. There's banana bread too. What should I make next? Okay. I think Ray seems like a nice boss, honestly. Finally, Raina's assistant returns and escorts me from the conference room. We enter an elevator and it begins going down extremely fast. It feels like we're falling into the depths of the earth. I'm not sure if I should be panicking or not. Nobody around us looks worried though, so this must be normal. The elevator opens onto a nondescript hallway with doors to either side. Looks like the secret research facility in a movie. At the very end of the corridor we come to a special-looking entryway. Sarah holds a door open for me but doesn't follow me through. And this is Eliza. A server farm? Not particularly unusual. Why did Raina send me here? It made it sound like I would learn something.
Eliza. Not the name I would have given you, if it were up to me.
It was a marketing decision. They thought there might be some recognition or resonance with the old version.
Oh, you startled me a bit.
I should have introduced myself. Sorry about that. I'm Erland, currently the chief engineer here, but that's probably going to be temporary.
Chief engineer? He looks like a baby. He must be fresh out of university.
I know who you are, of course. It's an honor to finally meet you, miss. As someone who works with this program every day, I've often felt close to the minds who originally designed it. So to be able to talk to you now, just as another person, it's an honor. Sorry, I already said that. I'm maybe a little overwhelmed.
There's no need to flatter me.
No need to flatter me about it. Honestly, I don't know if Eliza reflects me at all anymore. I mean, look at all this. There's been a ton of development since I left. I doubt I would even recognize it as something I once worked on.
I'm not so sure about that. Most of the work we've done has been in the form of layers on top of the original system. The core modules are more or less the same as they've always been. Raina reminded me that you're still subject to our non-disclosure agreements, so let me share a little secret. None of us really has a great understanding of what's going on in there.
Well, that's comforting.
I'm the third chief engineer Eliza's had in the 3 years since you left.
That's quite a lot of turnover.
Yeah, even for this industry. The way Rainer works is, he gives you 2 chances to do what you tell him you're going to do. After that,
There is no third chance. I know.
we get these people in who say understanding Eliza will be easy because they're familiar with the type of program it is. And Eliza defeats them in the end.
It's not the type of program they think it is.
Yeah. On that note, I do have some questions I'd like to ask you, if you have the time.
I'm not sure I'll be able to help.
Well, your deciding to work as a proxy has turned out to be an interesting test case. As I'm sure you know, different proxies lead to slightly different client outcomes, even when we control for other variables. We're studying the specific traits that lead to the best results: vocal qualities, proxy attitude and affect, responsiveness to the client, that sort of thing. One thing that's strange is that when you specifically serve as the proxy, clients report higher levels of satisfaction, pretty much across the board.
Really. The ratings I get don't seem that abnormal to me.
Yeah, that's because we normalize them per proxy, so nobody feels too bad.
Oh.
Just a little user experience trick.
Oh, I see.
Comparatively, though, you're basically the best proxy we've ever had. Any theories on why that might be the case?
Maybe this one?
It's possible Eliza and I think along similar lines.
I've considered that. At some level, perhaps unconsciously, your design for Eliza's reasoning was based on your own internal way of reasoning. We all put something of ourselves into what we make. No matter how neutral we try to be, it sneaks in. That could account for your unusual compatibility with each other.
Maybe. I certainly wasn't thinking of that when I designed it. I don't know if I like knowing this.
I'm certainly not blaming you for anything. It's just that true universality is one of our future development goals. It might be a problem if Eliza tends to like certain people more than others. Our aim is to provide quality care for everyone, regardless of any differentiating factors.
Maybe that's not possible. Maybe there isn't a single counseling style that's best for everyone.
I mean, mental health isn't one size fits all, is it?
Well, hopefully it's just a matter of uncovering the system's biases and correcting them. We'll keep tuning things as we go, and eventually we'll have something universal, maybe with some dynamic layers on top. That's the plan anyway. We'll see how it goes. There are more questions I want to ask about the initial research you were doing at the time Eliza was first created, but I'll save them for later. And I'd like to ask some questions about Damien too, if you're okay with that.
I mean, I think she's still struggling with it, but let's just go with
It's
it's
okay.
okay.
Okay, great. I need to run to a meeting now with the team in Romania, but I really appreciate you taking the time.
The team in Romania.
Yeah, they handle most of the progression and reward system.
Isn't there a big time difference from here?
There is. Sometimes they stay up late to meet with us, and sometimes we get up early to meet with them. There are teams in Munich and Hyderabad too. As you can imagine, coordinating development is a challenge sometimes.
Good luck with that.
Thanks. I'll need it. I'll contact you later with additional questions, but no rush or anything. Thank you, Evelyn. If you don't mind me calling you by your first name.
Of course I don't mind.
Thank you so much, Evelyn. I'll be in touch.
You seem nice. Asking me permission to call me by my first name. It's like he comes from another era. Okay, what do we got? I can't imagine the size of the team you need to run something like this. Bigger than any team I've been on, that's for certain. And Erland is in charge of all of them? Erland said the program hasn't changed much since I worked on it. But then why do they need all this? Is it just for data? Data throughput and processing? Humanity's potential, our technology. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. I think that's probably it for here. There tends to be about 3 hotspots in these areas, doesn't it? So let's continue on. I think I've spent enough time here. Skanda hasn't changed much since I left. It's even bigger now than it was, but the feeling is the same. Could I come back to this? Ray comes over immediately when she sees me get back to the counselling office.
Hey, you're not in trouble or anything, are you? I just saw you being whisked away in a Skanda car toward headquarters. They didn't give me any details, which is kind of unusual.
Ray's too perceptive for me to continue avoiding this conversation. Time to come clean.
Yeah, about that. So I have something to tell you. I used to work here. I mean, at Skanda, as an engineer. I used to work on Eliza. I'm sorry for not saying it earlier, but... I didn't want special treatment.
Oh, so that's why...
Why what?
I suspected something was going on with you, but I couldn't tell exactly what it was. I thought I might have seen a name like yours in our internal documentation at one point, but I didn't want to pry. If you've fallen on hard times, I understand. There's no shame in it. Everyone has to make ends meet now and then. We get plenty of people who come to Eliza proxy work because they're trying to get back on their feet after some kind of trouble.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm just doing some research.
I understand. Your secret's safe with me.
Should it be a secret?
Shouldn't it be? The other proxies here might think you had an ulterior motive for being here. Spying on them or something.
That's definitely not why I'm here. Also, I left Skanda quite a while ago.
I know that, but they might still get the idea. Trust me, it's better not to give the other proxies here any reason to be suspicious. I'm sure your real reasons are good ones, whatever they might be. If there's anything I can do to help, you'll let me know, won't you?
Yeah, I will.
I mean, I get it. I know someone who's an engineer for a food delivery app, and he drives for it sometimes too. You want to see through the eyes of your users, don't you? It's amazing what you can catch by doing that.
It's something like that. But like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to work on the Eliza program again.
Wait, no? But that's your career.
It was. I'm not even sure if I have a career anymore.
Oh, hang on, I just thought of something. That means you worked with Raynor, right?
A little bit. For most of the time I was at Skanda, he wasn't anyone I spoke to, though. Too high up the chain, doing his executive stuff. He got more involved when we were starting to commercialize the technology, but I left not long after that. So we only overlapped for a short time.
But that's so cool, though! I can't believe you actually worked with Raynor Sci.
Well, yeah, I did. I'm not sure it's that impressive.
Ray lowers her gaze at me.
I've worked for this company for 3 years. Do you think he knows my name? Do you think he's aware I exist? I worked on the very first Eliza deployment and managed 3 counseling centers today, and I'll bet you anything he has no idea who I am.
Maybe he does. You never know.
Evelyn, most people who work for big companies don't interact with the people at the top, ever. Allow yourself some pride.
I'll try.
Seriously, I think that's amazing. At least I'll always think you're cool. By the way, what are you up to tonight? Want to come over and help me bake cookies?
Maybe. Oh,
Maybe.
literally one of the
It'll be
responses.
fun, I promise. Now I can't wait to get in the kitchen tonight. Ah, there's nothing like the smell of fresh baked treats.
I was worried Ray would be mad at me for keeping a secret, but she wasn't at all. If anything, she warmed up to me quite a bit. I don't really understand why, though. It's hard to imagine there's anything cool about what I used to do. Erland. Evelyn, it was wonderful to meet you, and thank you for allowing me to contact you to ask additional questions. I'm not sure I said this in person, but I have to admit to being something of a fan of yours, ever since I read your papers when I was in school. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to speak with you like this. Haha. So I know Eliza was named after this old computer program that pretended to be a therapist, but you mentioned it wasn't called that initially. I'd like to know, what did you call Eliza when you were working on it? Did it have a name? In the very early days, it wasn't a set thing. Each of us had a different sort of name that we used. Soren called it the Digital Therapy Project, and we often refer to things by their components. The language processing unit, the emotional reasoning engine, and so on. Now that I think about it, I did have my own name. I called it the Listener, because that's what it was meant to do. Listen to people. The Listener. That's interesting. Thank you. I expected you to ask more technical questions. The technical stuff isn't enough on its own. I think that's the mistake my predecessors made. It's details like this that really help me wrap my brain around the system. If I understand the programmer, then I understand the program. Does that make sense? Yeah, I get it. Cool. I liked Erland. He seemed nice. Chief engineer for Eliza, huh? Wonder how long it'll last. Not that it's any of my business now. A few things to click on. It'll never stop being weird to me how our little idea grew and turned into this. Didn't even take that long. Let's look at these things first. Ray must work extra hard to make sure those plants stay healthy. She really likes to go the extra mile on things. On some level, I always knew the therapy sessions went to a big server room somewhere, but it was something else to see it in person. It reminded me how easy it is to forget what's going on behind the scenes when we interact with technology. What's on the phone? It's another Eliza thing. From Ray. The article came out. I think it turned out okay, but the emphasis on me is a little embarrassing. Northwest Voices, the local spark inside the latest tech revolution. Ray Bakari smiles as she recounts the litany of jobs she's worked over the course of her life. Line cook, truck driver, substitute teacher, theatre manager, even a stint as a chicken coop builder over one summer. This might sound weird, but I truly believe all of those jobs contributed in some way towards preparing me for what I'm doing now, she says. So what's Bakari doing now? Playing a key role on Eliza, the AI-based counselling service and one of Scanda's major new strategic priorities as the tech giant takes on mental wellness. As the manager for 3 of Scanda's Seattle area Eliza counselling locations, including the flagship location in Queen Anne, Bakari is at the centre of this rapidly growing business. Most of the initial beta version trials were conducted here, she says, as she walks me through the office. Engineers are always stopping by from headquarters to shadow our proxies in order to see the product in use. Sometimes they'll test out new features here too, before rolling them out for everyone. Eliza was originally developed as a skunkworks project inside Scandher. I don't know what skunkworks means. By a small team of idealistic engineers. But once Scandher CEO Raina Sai decided to make it a full product and the cornerstone of the company's mental health offerings, the number of people working on the project exploded in size. And that's where Bakari and her experience came in. I remember telling them I may not have a computer science degree like many of you, but I've been handling shit and getting it done in so many different situations by now. I'm sure I can get your shit done too, she says, laughing. In an industry that tends to lionize the archetype of the lone genius programmer, appreciation for roles like Bakari's can be more muted. Every high-flying tech company has these unsung but totally crucial operational staff who work behind the scenes, says Ed Park, Scanda's service director for the Eliza program. You won't recognize them in the media or see them speaking at the big conferences, but the industry couldn't function without them. Bakari says recognition isn't what she's after. What's far more important to her is feeling like she's making a difference. People don't seek out counselling for lots of reasons. It's too embarrassing, it's too expensive, it may not even be available in their area. Eliza is an opportunity to address those barriers, a chance for everyone to get some form of help, and that is very true. I think I made a reply to a comment in the first video just saying that, I think for a lot of people with mental health needs, just knowing what to take as that first step can be a big barrier, and having something like an approachable AI freely available may be a good way of sort of signposting the right services to people, so they actually know where they need to go and who they need to speak to. I think that could be a way for it to be used, sort of like a mental health triage kind of service, just initial steps kind of stuff. As we come to the end of the tour, Bakari shares a personal story. My brother has had some struggles, off and on, all through his life. He's wrestled with substance abuse and other problems. I worry about him, but even though he says he's interested in getting help, he always backs away at the last moment. In our family, we kept things bottled up. We never acknowledged our problems. There was this sense that strong people could just power through whatever issues they had, she recalls. I think that attitude is part of why he's so stubborn. If he had been able to open up and talk to me, or talk to our parents instead of staying silent, I think things could be different. So that's why I wanted to do this. I want to tell your readers, if there's someone out there having a tough time and doesn't know who to talk to, please try Eliza. It just sits there and listens to you. Unlike your friends or relatives, it will never respond to you by bringing up its own problems or berating you. It just listens. Which is very similar to what Evelyn was just saying about her original goals for the project, right? Okay, let's carry on. We might get a therapy session now. Looks like it. New customer, or new client, new subject. Mark Foras.
Hello, Mark.
Yeah, hello.
How are you today?
Let's just get this over with.
Okay. What brings you here today?
Human resources.
Okay.
The HR department brings me here today.
Why do you say the HR department brings you here today?
Because they're making me do this. Because apparently I have anger management issues.
Can't tell that at all.
I sense that you're upset about this. Please tell me more.
Well, I'll tell you more. This is ridiculous. I was here before any of them. I was here since the beginning, okay? I mean, look at my badge. Skanda employee number 617. That's a 3-digit number. I've been here for more than 25 years. Yeah, that was back when what you communicated was more important than your specific communication style. Before hurting a kid's feelings became a bigger no-no than running a viable business. Back then, we had a single office building. Just one. At that size, you fail a product launch, there's no more company. We all had to put in 150, 200, 300% to keep our shit together. We were in the trenches, man. Bullets whizzing by overhead, artillery exploding everywhere, no fucking air support. Did it suck? Yeah, it did. But you know what? We shipped some great fucking products. We built this company into what it is today. And invented technology the whole world uses now. Governments, multinationals, everyone. But now we're big and slow, complacent, resting on our laurels while our competitors run circles around us. If our new hires don't understand the urgency of that, I need to make them understand, okay? We're history unless we get that drive back.
Why do you need to make them understand?
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but young people are really pissy and entitled these days. We recruit from top 20 computer science programs. These kids have been wined and dined all through their higher education. Every one of our competitors wants to hire them, so they get used to that. Now they all want to know what Skanda can do for them, not the other way around. Why would we want these conceited, over-celebrated whelps on our team? I'll never understand the logic there. Now, Mark, you have to be nice to the new hires or they won't like it here. Okay, so what, I'm just supposed to pretend everyone's work is great, even if it's a pile of stinking garbage? I'm sorry, but if I see shit, I'm gonna say that is shit.
It's the Gordon Ramsay of the tech world.
Tiptoeing around everyone's feelings all the time. That's how you end up with shitty products. That's how this company winds up dead, okay? We're fighting for our lives every day here. We can't take anything for granted. Someone needs to tell them that this isn't summer camp. This isn't fucking Coachella. Either you do the work and provide something of value to this company, or you get the hell out of here. Those are my rules.
Here's a question, Mark. If you were able to have something you wanted right now, what would you choose?
I would choose to not waste my time here and get back to work. Believe it or not, I have important things to do. You know, things that dramatically affect this company's bottom line. Instead, I'm stuck here talking to this dipshit chatbot. Honestly, I don't even know why this division exists. I mean, what's the end game here? This company has lost its mind, you know that? We used to be unstoppable, man. We used to build real software. Ironclad software. Swift mail. All your corporate communications, put it all in there. It's fast, it's robust, it works. Boom. Info vault. Index and search all your records. Any information you want. Easy. Done. But this fucking psychotherapy app thing. What's the fucking point? What does it actually do for anybody? I've heard through the grapevine that results are inconclusive so far. You know what they call a remedy that maybe doesn't work? Snake oil. Believe me, if I was the group program manager here, I would have killed. Pointless.
Sorry.
I mean, I have no fucking idea why it survived. Well, yeah, maybe I do. I heard a rumor that Rayner liked this chick on the team. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the level of decision-making we've sunk to here. But Mark, we're so successful. We dominate the market. Yeah, we do. And that's exactly why we should be worried. Just when you think you've won and you start to relax, that's when the wolves come and tear you limb from limb. You can make me take these fucking anger management classes, but that's not going to save this company. Costs are up, revenue is flat. Our cloud business is losing competitiveness. We're being outwitted, outplayed, on every level, man. And we're just letting them do it to us. We're too busy wasting time on shit like how I wasn't nice enough to the new hires.
Why do you think the new hires felt this way about you?
What? Why do they feel that way? Look, they get heated. That's the way it is. You think the Allies had time to make sure every soldier's feelings weren't hurt before they stormed the beaches at Normandy? And shit, don't tell me that this is not a war, because that's exactly what this is. My responsibility is to make sure we get great products out the door, on spec, on time. And I happen to be very good at that. But if you want to start interfering with my ability to do my job, then we're going to have a problem, okay?
What do you think would make things better for you?
I mean, you know what? Nothing. I'm probably going to hang it up pretty soon anyway. Go ahead, record that with all your cameras and shit. I don't care anymore. Wouldn't be surprised if Rayner's watching me right now. Rayner, you son of a bitch. You owe me a lot. Me, guys like me, we built this company while you sat up there in your star chamber, drinking tea and lording it over us. Yeah, don't think I don't remember that blank look you gave me at the holiday party. Like, who is this guy? Does he even matter? What does he do? Too busy appreciating ancient pottery to remember one of your oldest and most loyal battalion commanders? One of the humble, everyday guys who made you a fucking billionaire. What a waste of time. So, are we gonna wrap this up?
Mark, I'm going to suggest you try a program called Lakeside Fishing. It may help you take your mind off things.
What, are you kidding? Are you kidding me? No, I'm not gonna do that. I gotta get back to work.
You can find it inside the Skanda Wellness app on your phone.
Someone around here at some point needs to do some fucking work.
Try it for about 15 minutes each day, in the morning or evening. We hope to see you back soon, Mark.
You really think this piece of shit's gonna be the next big thing, huh?
Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner. Goodbye.
Evelyn did not like him.
Yeah, okay, goodbye. Fuck me.
Probably getting a low rating from him. None given, no tip. Skander, old guard. Attitudes might be changing now, but the history is there. Sometimes the past is hard to escape. I didn't recognize his face or name, though. He must be part of a different division than the one I was in. Glad I never had to work with him. Whoever decorated this room must have picked a soft light with the idea it would help clients feel calm. I'm not sure if it's working. What I'll do, I'll probably leave it there for now. As I'm sure this video is getting on in length a bit, and just say thanks very much for watching this third episode of Eliza. I hope it's been interesting and enjoyable. If you have enjoyed it, then please do hit the thumbs up button on the video. Everything helps the channel to get noticed and grow. That'd be fantastic, as would leave me a comment. I mean, as I said, only the first video has been published so far, but I already think there's been some really interesting discussion in the comments, which I've really enjoyed reading and responding to. So yeah, please keep it coming. Anything else you've noticed in this video, other talking points and stuff, it'd be great to hear. So thanks very much for those, and look forward to some more. And lastly, if you're watching this and haven't already subscribed to the channel, it'd be amazing if you could do so. So thanks very much, and I'll hope to see you next time for more Eliza. Bye for now.